Titties, dong, dong, dong. Like, what? Hello, the title is not clickbait. This is me explaining my experience at the Gay Sex Club. It's just a story time vid. This is my second time recording this video because I accidentally deleted the first one permanently, which really pissed me off because I felt like I hit all the good points. So I'm gonna try to do that again. To get started, it was just a crazy week. I went to 2 Smoke Dope concerts. I did acid for the first time. I got into it with the police with some people in downtown Pittsburgh. I went to Juneteenth in Pittsburgh, which was fun. Something else happened that my friend said I'm not allowed to say on here because he's scared of his mom watching this video, and his mom has to think he's like the perfect child or whatever. But he did say if we ever make it big, that we could make a documentary on it. So make us big so we can make a documentary on what happened. It's not that big of a deal or anything, but it would be funny. It would be really funny. So our story starts Saturday, June 20th, 2026, as all good stories do. So me and Elisha, we both wake up. We've had a crazy week, right? So we wake up on Saturday and we're like, let's get Little Caesars and go to the mall because we just need to kill some time. So we get Little Caesars, go to the mall, and we're like, what can we do today? And there's a goth convention. It ends at 5 right next to the mall. So we're like, we go to that, and then after, Elisha's like, we could go to the Gay Sex Club. And of course I'm not taking him super seriously. I'm like, I'm 19, all this shit. And he's like, no, you're allowed, you're good. I'm like, oh? And I thought it was just gonna be a gay club, but maybe those are just what gay clubs are. Yeah, I didn't think much of it, honestly. So we go to the Monroeville Mall to talk about this, right? Which is cool for a few reasons, because Dawn of the Dead was filmed there, and my favorite MCR song is Early Sunsets Over Monroeville, and that's about Dawn of the Dead, which has the mall in it. Or so I've been told. I haven't actually watched it, but I've listened to the song a lot, so I'm qualified. So we go to this goth convention, and it's really cool. We're talking to people. I got a few people's Instagrams who make cool shit. I got a taxidermy butterfly, which I left in Pittsburgh, unfortunately. But yeah, it was really sick. They had a lot of cool shit. It was all really pricey, but you know, it was cool, all authentically made, I hope. There was some like 3D printed shit and Labubu shit, but you know, I don't think many people at a goth convention would buy that, or so I hope. I have faith. And we meet this girl, right? I'm not gonna call her real name. I'll just call her Jay because I don't want to expose her. And she's really cool. We end up going back to the mall with her, and we're just talking about shit. And she's like, I work at this strip in Pittsburgh. And Alicia's like, oh, the strip? And I have no idea what this is. I'm from a small town in Ohio, so they take us to the strip, right? And it's like just this place with like restaurants and stores, and it's a nice place. And we're like, do you want to come to the Gay Sex Club with us? And she's like, hell yeah. So we're like, you have to buy us alcohol. And she's like, okay. So we pay for the alcohol. She goes and gets it. We get a big bottle of Sped Cup, Absolute Vodka, cut waters, shit like that. And then she invites us to her house. We meet her family. I start pre-gaming at her house. The other two are not pre-gaming yet, but you know. So after that, we're like, okay, time to go to the club. And that's like 30 minutes away, right? So we go to the club. We're in the car. We're pre-gaming, right? And then we're like kicking around a soccer ball outside on the sidewalk in downtown Pittsburgh, trying to wait for it to kick in. And we're like, no, we should probably drink more. So we go and we drink more. And then we finally go up to the club, and we're like, after we're in, me and Elijah, we can't drink. So we go back pre-game more, which was probably a mistake. So we go to the club. It's a 5-story club, by the way. First floor is just security. We get through it, right? Second floor, they take your ID, run it, all that shit. And you see a few people like in like bondage gear or furry mask or wearing like skimpy clothing. But I'm like, oh, whatever. It's a club. Like that's kind of to be expected, right? Oh boy, I did not know it was coming. So the second floor after you get your stuff ran is just like a normal club, or what I assume to be a normal club. I've never been to a club besides this one because I'm 19, and there's not that many people there because it's around like 9:30ish, I think. So we go to the next floor. The next floor, jacuzzis. There's jacuzzis, and on top of that, there's naked people walking around everywhere. There's titties, dong, dong, dong. Like, what? Like, I don't. I have to be quiet because my parents are here. But like, what the? Like, no hate, no hate. Seriously, no hate. It was just a culture shock as like a small town Ohio boy. Like, I do not think that can exist in Ohio, but in Pittsburgh it's here, and I was like, whoa, okay. Like, I've never seen so many dicks or titties or asses in my life. So and Elijah's just like, oh, it's whatever, this is normal, and me and the girl are looking at each other like, what? And she's like, I've been to gay clubs before, but they're not like this. So we go to the fourth floor, and the fourth floor is just fuck rooms to fuck, and the clientele is similar to the jacuzzi floor. So we go to the fifth floor, which is also the rooftop, and the fifth floor is sick. There's like EDM music playing, people are dancing. It's like a rooftop rave. It reminded me of the clubs in GTA a lot, like where people are just dancing like that. But there's just guys who are completely naked, who are just flailing around, girls with their titties out, just flailing around dancing. And I actually met some really cool people up there. It was a vibe, honestly, but it's just crazy that it exists. It felt like it was from Cyberpunk. Like, wow, this is actually real, which is crazy. I mean, to me, not to I'm sure there's crazier stuff in other cities, but we were just dancing, me, Jay, Elisha. It was just a fun time. Like I said, we met cool people, and the vibes were honestly really lit. Like it felt like a rave. It was sick. It was just such a culture shock to me, like just naked people around me, and it was like, oh, like I remember one time the J girl was like don't look behind you, and I was like, why? And I looked behind me, and there's just a naked dude. I'm like, oh, which I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but it just caught me by surprise. I'm trying really hard not to come off as like homophobic, because I'm not. I support gay everything, but it just had me in disbelief, honestly. I would go again just for the vibes, just because it was chill and awesome. So as the night goes on, Elisha blacks out. He is gone, and I'm pretty messed up, and Jay's the most sober out of all of us. So we both carry Elisha down to the ground floor, and back to his car, and the girl is like, okay, I'm gonna drive us home to my house. So she drives us to her house. We're waiting in the car. Elisha's still gone, and I'm just waiting to sober up. So Jay and her brother go to get Domino's. They come back. We're still in the car, and she's like, "Are you guys okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting to sober up." But then I realize I'm not gonna sober up. So I call my friend Kennedy. Shout out Kennedy, and I'm like, "I need $45. I'll pay you back, please. I spent all of my money at the club and on alcohol like an idiot, and on merch, and on acid, and on all this stupid shit." And she's like, okay, I got you. You don't need to pay me back. And I'm like, thank you so much, Kennedy. So she gives me $45 to Uber from her house back to Elijah's. So I Uber back to Elijah's with Elijah. He's just gone, right? 30 minutes from there to Elisha's. And Elisha lives with his grandfather. So we get there, I go upstairs. Um, Elisha's coming to a little bit, and then his grandfather becomes an issue. His grandfather, even though I'd stayed there for like the last 3 days, his grandfather's like, I'm kicking you out. Like, you are not welcome here. Even though there's no problem, he doesn't even go upstairs, and I was upstairs the whole time. I don't get it. So I'm like, fuck. It's like late at night. I don't know what to do. So I'm in my car, so I go out to my car, right? And then I realize, because my car has been Elijah's this entire time. Elijah's car was the one we drove to the club, the one that Jay drove to her house and that we Ubered from. So I'm like, so I go to open my car, and then I realize I left my car keys in Elisha's car. So I'm like panicking. It's probably around 2 a.m. at this point. I call Kennedy again, and I'm telling her my situation. I'm like, I can't have you send me more money. That's just unfair. You just gave me $45 just on the house. I can't. So I call a group chat I'm in, right? My friend Cody answers. I'm like, bro, this is an emergency. I explain my situation. I say, if you give me $50, I will give you $80 in 2 days. And he's like, bet. So he gives me $50. I Uber from Elisha's house, the same route that I just took, all the way back to Elisha's car. And I'm not like drunk, obviously. I'm sobered up now. So I get back to Elijah's car with his keys. I get into his car, get my keys, drive his car back to his house. 30 minutes in the most confusing city to drive in the world, by the way. So I'm back at his house. I get in my car. I'm like, fuck. I call Kennedy. I'm like, can I come over to your house? She's like, maybe we'll see. So I start driving towards her house, and we're calling because I'm like exhausted and still like sobering up a little bit. I'm obviously, like I said, sober enough to drive. I'm good, but I'm like really exhausted. So we're on the phone this entire time, just to keep me safe. She's a trooper for getting through that night with me, because that was crazy. And I'm like, I'll just come over to your house, right? Then I get like a text from my coworker, or I check a text from my coworker that I hadn't checked, and it's like, good luck opening tomorrow. And I'm like, fuck. So I think that I open at 11 a.m. in Ohio. So I drive 2.5 hours back to Ohio. I get to Ohio shortly after 7 a.m. I sleep for like 3 hours. I get up, I go to work, I arrive at 11. I'm not scheduled till 5. I go home, I can't go back to sleep. I just go back in at 5. I tell my coworkers everything I just told you, and that was my experience at the gay sex club. It was a pretty crazy week. Thank you for watching. Honestly, it was really I'm gonna talk more about the club, because like it felt like a different world, but not in a bad way. Like I think if that place existed in Ohio, it would get just absolutely destroyed. Like, it would not be accepted. But it's so cool that safe places like that do exist for like the LGBT community. And like I said, everybody there was really nice and really cool, and I would honestly go there again just for the vibes. Like I'm not into gay sex, but it was really cool and chill, and I can't wait till I'm 21 so I can go to clubs around here, because it was really fun. But yeah, that was my crazy night/week. I didn't really get into the stuff that happened in the week before, but thank you for watching. Like I said, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. This is just a little story time video because I thought it was interesting. So thank you for watching. Peace.